Hi all, I've gotten a few characters to max level in Diablo 4 for Season 8. It's been a super fun season for me so far, and I'm working through the in-game right now. Only took me a few hours for each character, and I didn't do anything complicated. I'm going to show you some simple and easy ways you can get a character to max level and get in the in-game, pushing Tournament 3, Tournament 4, whatever you want to do. If you're brand new to Diablo 4, or maybe it's been a while, this isn't going to be confusing or overcomplicated, just super simple, and I'm even going to throw in some tips here at the end. To make the experience a little bit more enjoyable or easier, faster, whatever. By the end of the video, you should have everything you need to hit the end game and have fun blasting away. I've got 3 fast ways for you guys to level and get to end game. The first one's going to be doing the campaign, the Vessel of Hatred campaign. It's incredibly fast to hit 60 doing this, and I recommend it if you haven't done the campaign before. Like I said, you're just getting into the game for the first time. It's a pretty fun campaign. It's dark, it's sinister, just like Diablo. I enjoyed it overall. But if you've done it before and you really don't like it, don't do it. There's a couple other methods I'm going to mention that are just really fast as well. But if you are looking to get to endgame as fast as possible, you just don't care how it happens, then I recommend doing the campaign and the seasonal questline. You will get a crap ton of XP and you can skip all the cutscenes. The next method is going to be doing the seasonal questlines as you're getting rep from doing hell tides, incursions, all that. You're going to rank up, you're going to get new quests. I recommend doing those. They'll give you like powers, they'll give you mercenaries, access to stuff, kind of beef up your character and just make things a little bit easier, and it's a good chunk of XP. Then you get a couple other things along with doing the seasonal questline that I recommend. One of them is going to be in the Karas Bazaar here. You can do tributes, so you'll just come here, you'll put in one of these tributes here in your dungeon key inventory here, look like this. Any kind of tributes, you probably see stuff like this when you're first starting out. Put these in, go in there, they'll give you gear. It's a great way to get XP, level up, and they give you a bunch of like materials and stuff that you'll need to, beef up your character. Next up is going to be the apparition incursions. They spawn all the time. They're always going. They look just like this. You can even see the symbol over here if you're ever trying to find it. You can see that. These are really fast. They give you grim favors, like whispers. This is where you can turn them in on this tree over here. This tree right here, the tree of whispers. If you haven't heard of that, once you get 10, you can turn it in. You get a huge chunk of XP and gear. You get a choice from gear, materials, whatever it is. But you'll get these little grim favors from completing whispers. So every time you complete one of these apparition incursions, you'll get some whispers, and you can turn them on the tree every couple. So it's definitely worth doing. These are really fun. They give you the boss powers for the season. I'll kind of show you what those are. I don't have everything so far. Right now, haven't really focused on it, but you get these boss powers. They have certain abilities. They kind of slot in. This is great for certain builds and everything like that. But these are solid. Definitely worth doing. They beef up your character to make the leveling process much easier. So I recommend doing these. And then Hell Tides. Hell Tides are still good if you've been around in Diablo and you've played Diablo 4 before. You already know about these. It's the dark area on this map. Basically, go around, you kill a bunch of enemies. A bunch of basically hell spawn. They're going to spawn. You have bosses. It is such a good XP farm. It's just mindless if you want to. I honestly don't mind doing it. And then you can even do like these little like objectives inside of them as well. Kill cultists, so slay 75 cultists, you get a grim favor. Just like the thing that I mentioned before. For completing one of these, you get 5 grim favors. When you get 10, turn it into the tree. So just make sure you're turning these in because, again, it's a huge chunk of experience. So that's what I've got for this one. So again, first one's campaign. Second one is doing the seasonal quest line along with Hell Tides, incursions over here, and then the Undercity and Karas Bazaar. The last one, if you want to do this, and I enjoy it quite a bit, but it would be farming dungeons. I know a lot of people, if you played in earlier seasons, this was like the normal thing to do, so it got really boring. But I like dungeons overall in the game. They're pretty fun, give a good variety overall, and you get a lot of your aspects that you need for a lot of your builds, which I do recommend getting for sure, because that's just going to make everything easier. But you can farm dungeons if you want. A lot of them are pretty good experience. You can even farm specific ones if you want to over and over again. I don't recommend doing that, but it's nice to do. You get a bunch of different aspects, like I said. But some of these you'll actually see give you grim favors. So you could specifically farm the ones that are red here, the dark red. You can go around farming these grim favor dungeons. Anywhere on the map, you can see them. Just go around keeping to farm them. Once you get to 10, again, come over here to the Tree of Whispers, turn it in, get a big chunk of XP. So the 3 methods, doing the Vessel of Hatred campaign, doing the seasonal quest line, Helltide, incursions, and Undercity, and then the third is just farming dungeons if you want to, and specifically with the Tree of Whisper bounties if you'd like. Those are the easiest and simple ways to get to in-game that aren't hard. Everyone can do them. It's how I did it. I didn't want to overcomplicate things, and I've been super busy, with finals and all that stuff. So it's a good way to go about it. For some tips to help your leveling experience make it a little bit easier, one of them is going to be doing strongholds, but I'd recommend doing these when you get to a higher level, like level 45, level 50. You'll see these kind of symbols here, strongholds. They also unlock waypoints, makes it a little bit easier to get to apparitions or hell tides or whatever. But do these. These are so good. They give you a ton of experience. They're fantastic to do. They're easy. They don't take that long. So I would recommend doing those. Usually, again, like level 45, level 50. If you're not quite there, do those. They give you it's so unbelievably fast. Next thing is going to be starting out on an easier difficulty. You can start out in normal. I'd recommend especially if you're brand new to the game, you're just kind of learning. But maybe until you get your build going, and then you can up the difficulty when you're still cruising through. Basically, you want to be at a difficulty where you're kind of mowing through the enemies, but you're getting a good experience. So if normal is just way too easy, you've got your build going, go up to another difficulty. It'll get a little bit better. If you guys don't know how to change your difficulty once you're in the game, if you come to any kind of like shrine like this, they're going to be in most of all the big towns. Select difficulty, and then you can see what you have. So you get normal, hard, expert, penitent. So it just depends. So I went hard as soon as I got kind of a couple of my uniques. I switched over, had some of my aspects, and then I switched over to hard, went to expert if it was just too easy on hard. And then you can see here, they give you more experience. So it's definitely worth doing if you can, but it's not worth it early on. Just mow through the content, stay on normal. You're zooming through so many things that it makes up the difference for the extra experience. Next thing is, I kind of already mentioned it, but just using boss powers. Once you unlock these, make sure that you use these. You can upgrade each one of them. They can be a max to a rank of 20. And how you can rank these up is you'll get this currency from these apparitions. So apparition or these incursions. So I'd recommend doing that. So using those boss powers, once you get these boss powers unlocked, by the way, you can put them on your alts. So if let's say you already have level 60, you want to level an alt, you can use these boss powers on your alt, which makes it so much faster. It means you can jump into the harder difficulty for more experience really easily. You can have one ability in your bar, but you have boss powers, and they just mow through everything. It's insane, and it's so helpful. Next thing I got is grab from your wardrobe. If you guys don't know where that is, you pull up your character menu, go to wardrobe here. Make sure you have your pet. These pick up currency for you. Makes it just so much easier to do throughout the game. So I recommend definitely putting on a pet so it picks up for you. It just saves a little bit of time. So again, I highly recommend doing the seasonal quest line. You basically need to unlock the mercenaries. Once you get to a certain point, you'll unlock the den, which isn't that far into it. And then once you have this, you have blacksmith, oculus, basically everything you could kind of need in town to just kind of come back here. But you'll also unlock different mercenaries as you kind of do the seasonal quest line, which is really cool. So you can hire these mercenaries. And then you can also hire an reinforcement. So the mercenary is going to be basically fighting with you. They'll have even a skill tree here that you can pick. And then you also have a rapport with them that gives you some currency or gear, anything like that. So it's definitely worth making sure you have two people on once you unlock them. A mercenary and then a reinforcement, but also just makes the content much easier. Then you can see even reinforcement, so you can pick a skill, and then whenever you use a certain skill, they'll do that skill. So it's really cool, really easy to do. Like I said, as you progress through the seasonal quest line, you'll unlock these naturally. So definitely do it, and they'll make it a lot easier. And then the last thing I have is to just play a class that you're going to enjoy. This game is not... Well, any game really. If you play a class that you just don't like or don't enjoy, then I mean, what's the point of playing the game? The whole game is to have fun. So play a class you enjoy. I happen to pick Spiritborn because I had never played Spiritborn since it's come out. Getting back into the new season, found out that it's like one of the worst classes when you get to in game. Definitely feeling that right now. But it was super fun to level. It was a cool experience. I'm glad I got to do it. But now working on some other alts at the same time. But pick a class you enjoy. There's a bunch of really good ones and a bunch of different builds, which is my next thing. Find a build that works for you. The game is just more enjoyable when you're kind of like cruising through things. You're not taking forever. You're not dying over and over and over again. Again, if you don't want to do that, you just want to experiment, do that. But I really recommend the builds. There's a lot of build crafting sites that do such a good job that make the game more fun. You don't have to think about it. Or worry about it. There's sites like Maxroll, Mobilytics, Wowhead, D4 Builds. And I'll link some of those, or if not all of them, down in the description below for the YouTube video. So just keep an eye out for those. So that's all I got for you guys. Thanks for watching. Keep an eye out for more D4 content coming out soon. Have a good one.